Hi and welcome back to the garden. I've been building again using pallet wood, and I'm going to show you in this video how to make a box like this one. And the purpose of this box is to use it as a planter. Now I've not gone mad, I've deliberately let these salad go to seed, and the reason for that is I want to collect the seed later on in the season. So I'm going to use this homemade wooden box as a planter for these beautiful plants. This planter was made using the pallet wood that we originally had to make the plant tray in one of our previous videos. And because we had so much wood left over, what I've decided to do is build something like this so we can actually use it as a planter. And it was made simply just by measuring out the desired lengths and widths. And it can be whatever size you want, whatever size wood you may have, whatever size planter you want to create. It's completely up to you. You can make these as large or as small as you wish. So I've chosen to make one that is, it's not quite square, but it is on the squarish side. And I simply put it together, sawing the wood to the desired lengths, just hammering in some nails and just putting it together like that. So it's just 4 pieces of wood held together with some nails, and then 3 pieces just used as the base. More importantly with this one, because this is going to be used as a planter, I've made sure that we've left space in the base so that water can drain out. And what I'm going to use this for is, like I've already said, to plant up some of these beautiful plants that have gone into seed. And the intention is to use that seed and save that for growing maybe this year and also for next year. And what I'm going to do with the interior of the tray is I'm going to line it with the plastic from an old compost bag, and that will just help to preserve the wood and help it to last a little bit longer. And obviously we'll put some holes in the liner to allow the water to drain out, because we don't want our plants sitting in water that's going to cause them to die. I've cut a rough piece of plastic from the compost bag, and I'm just going to place that in. And what we need to do is those all essential holes. So I'm just going to poke a few holes in the base of this bag, just so when we do water the plants, it's not going to be sat within the planter. And then I'm going to start by just placing some compost in the bottom. And this will just help to settle out the bag and allow us to find where we'll then be making the cuts to make it a little bit neater. So I've just filled it up to about there, and I'm now just going to cut a bit more neater around this bag, because we don't want to see that black too much around the sides. And thrown away. And then just firm that compost down and just try and get that liner as neat as you can. And then what we can start to do then is put a little bit more compost in. And now the exciting part, which is planting the plants. So these are a mixture of different salad leaves. or at least they were, until they was allowed to run to seed. Now not only is that wonderful for wildlife, because it means that all those pollinators can be enjoying these nectar-rich flowers, it also means, you can already see them there already beginning to develop, is that these flowers will then turn into seed pods, and when that seed is ready for collection, we can then be keeping that, storing it, and even sowing it later on in the season, which is fantastic. So I'm just digging a little hole, and I'm just going to place the first one in. And I think sometimes you can be very quick to harvest all your veg and all your salads without thinking. If I let some go to seed, it means we can save the seed, and then we've got a continual succession of seed that we can be using year in, year out. And that's something that I aimed to do last year, but unfortunately didn't get the chance. We missed the boat and we didn't save any of the seed. So this year I was determined to make sure that we did. And these are just lovely. I'm just digging little holes and just placing those in. And what I've also going to do is I've remembered this year, like I've just said, these are the ones that have been growing last year. These are the ones that are the salad leaves that are very tender. We've been enjoying these all last year, and the intention was to let these go to seed. So I'm going to plant some of these in there as well. So I've got a green one, and I've got one of the darker leaved one, and I'm actually going to leave them to do their own thing and let them set seed, and then we'll collect that later in the summer. And then just one more. And now just add some more compost, just to top the whole thing off. And just firm it around each one of those lovely plants. And that is what we've got. So that's a lovely planter, homemade using recycled wood, and some lovely flowers that the bees and the butterflies can be enjoying, and the development of those all essential seed pods that we can be getting the seeds from later in the season. And I think that is quite nice. Not only is it decorative, it is also functional too. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on making this wooden planter out of reclaimed wood, and I hope it's given you some ideas of allowing some of your vegetables to go to seed so you can be collecting some seed later on in the year. There are some beautiful flowers that you can get from vegetables, including carrots. Carrots are one of my favourite flowers. Now what I will do later on is remember to allow some of our carrots to go to seed. The flowers are these beautiful umbellifer flowers, and they are stunning, they are beautiful, and they are very beneficial to the pollinating insects. So a wonderful way to feed the wildlife in your garden, but also allow you to collect seeds. So we'll see you very soon on the next video. In the meantime, please take care.